Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to another Jim and Rob's parking lot reaction.
The universe is in danger again. Again.
Well, the universe is forever getting into trouble. Thank goodness there are Marvel superheroes to save us all. Anyway, that's it. That's exactly what we're looking at here. We just watched Doctor Strange and Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, of course, starring Benedict Cumberbatch. What is Miss Olsen? Jim, what is Miss Olsen's
First name?
first name?
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth, thank you. Also, Elizabeth Olsen reprising her role as the Scarlet Witch, not the Red Witch, as I referred to in our last live stream. Anyway, yeah, we just got out of the theater. We're of course in the parking lot.
I finished mine already.
Of Tim Hortons. Still got some Timbits left, and we're going to talk about this movie. Jim, why don't you get us started?
Sure, yeah. So this one is after the latest Spider-Man movie. It takes place then. So Doctor Strange has already dealt with that, and now he is confronted with a new problem right in the middle of somebody's wedding, and he's forced to deal with this sort of incursion, I guess we can say. I'm really worried about giving anything too much away, but yeah.
I think we can say there is a character who arrives from another universe. It is the multiverse.
Yes.
They're in the multiverse of madness. So I think we can say, yeah, the movie starts after a bit of an establishing scene, a bit of backstory on this character. She ends up landing. Oh, look, the police are here. Yeah. But apparently not for us. She ends up in our universe, number 6 something or other.
616.
Thank you very much. Very Rick and Morty there. And of course, yes, our hero, our favorite sorcerer, had to go take care of business.
Yes, yeah, definitely.
Anyway,
this is all kinds of fun. We have the emergency personnel pulling up.
Look at that.
I guess somebody wiped out at the side.
Yeah.
We've had some activity.
All right, anyway, back to the movie.
This calls for Doctor Strange. And can I just say, another bus gets it. What is it with Marvel and buses? That first battle there?
Yep.
It's the one on all the previews and stuff like that. Another bus is literally ripped apart. Has Marvel invested in things other than buses? Anyway.
Apparently not.
Yeah, so this one was, I went into it cold. I forgot that Sam Raimi directed it, which had I known that, it would have been, I enjoy his movies, so it would have been a good foreboding, I guess, if that's a thing. But, yeah, it
would have boded well.
Boded well, yeah. I have to say, the first couple of, what we're talking about in the movie theater, the first couple acts, they were good. You know, I always like watching Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange. I think he's got his physicality down. That's always impressive, because there's been a lot of this kind of battle in the last 20 years, and I don't always find them super satisfying. So he's pretty good at that. But I was finding it a little bit, tiny bit colored by numbers, getting into the third act, and the third act blew it out of the water. There's all kinds of stuff going on that I thought was... They let Sam Raimi run with it, I think. If you've seen Quick and the Dead, you know what kind of wackiness he can do to a genre movie, and they sort of, I think they gave this to him. I don't know that, I'm suspecting it, but I think that third act just sort of, like a couple times I went, whoa, involuntarily in the movie theater. So.
Yeah. You know what, Jim, I couldn't agree with you more. That third act really kind of solidified me. I was enjoying it already.
Oh, yeah.
And
yeah.
I do think it's not like you, and I want to make sure that you folks out there, and I think you'd agree with me on this, it's a good movie. The first 2 acts, it's not like, well, we saw a generic Marvel movie for 2/3 of the running time, and then something completely different. The third act is earned. Yeah, it's full Sam Raimi, but it's earned. It's properly set up. You do not feel like, wait, what?
Yeah.
You know, I agree with you, though. it's like we get teasers of Sam Raimi, but in that third act, you really go, yeah, this is a Sam Raimi joint.
Yes,
You know.
joint. Yes, exactly.
Or somebody smoked a joint, something.
Yeah.
You know, it gets pretty wild. Definitely not for small children.
No.
That said, I don't know about you, Jim. I disagree with this completely. We heard a lot, and even myself, I work really hard. I don't watch any reviews. I really trying to, but you hear, oh, it's horror elements, and I'm like, well, Raiders of the Lost Ark had some pretty, whoa, not even trippy, almost gory maybe elements, but this was a Marvel movie, an adventure movie, a superhero adventure kind of movie. I don't think it was ever to say a horror when it's just maybe some some scary visual elements is going way too far.
I think it's horror in the same way that Lord of the Rings is horror. Like, there's touches of horror in it. There's horror imagery.
Imagery.
There's probably some horror-based inspiration, but I wouldn't, and some of the stuff on a couple of different characters, again, I don't want to give anything out, was the physicality became a horror kind of physicality. Yeah. A lot of that sort of body, what is Cronenberg famous for? That body horror almost, and that kind of thing. Not quite, but sort of in that element. But touches of it, but enough. But like Lord of the Rings,
right? Visuals. But again, we saw it in Lord. You don't even have to go that. You can go further back. I think Raiders of the Lost Ark is a great example of using some of that imagery, or even King Kong. Like there's a lot of films that use like rather frightening imagery and kind of gory, juicy imagery that aren't, but to call it a horror film in any way, like even just, no, it does not follow that genre, all the other genre expectations.
And I again, just, speaking about the first two-thirds of the movie, and again, what we were talking about, I just finished Moon Knight, or at our house, we just finished Moon Knight yesterday. So a little bit
did I.
A little bit of a sort of a Marvel overload. There's a couple of the same similar things. So I'll take a break for a little while, but yeah, I mean, it's a pretty enjoyable movie. We'll get more into it on Sunday there, but there's some other elements that we'd like to talk about, and it'd be fun to go into the spoiler zone because that's I think we need to do that. So
well, I think that's a perfect way to end this. Would you? I myself, I had a great time.
Yeah,
it was a lot of fun. Very much a summer film. Oh, look, we're gonna go. Have a good one, folks, and we'll see you. We'll see you Sunday.
I'm driving away.